This is the Ninjago Fanfiction character analysis of Malody, Garmadon, and Rhowen Raven, which these two characters are original characters predominantly in my Ninjago Fanfiction series titled New Allies and Foes, which is also the same name of the first story, which this video, depending on when I get this video finished, is going to come out before or after the narration of that entire story. So, heads up, there's gonna be music playing under my voiceover, being the leitmotifs for Malody and Anubis, which are the same character, and Rhowen. So heads up if you hear that music. So from here on out, this is just gonna be me and analyzing these two characters and explaining why I have these musics playing. Okay. So first up is Malody. Malody is essentially the character that people tend to, within the story, see a little wary of. So pretty much Malody is the outcast character, and much so since she has pretty much an issue with Anubis, her other half. That's pretty much the living personification of her inner darkness, that being her PTSD and trauma from the overlord. Trauma from basically her losing her 10 family at the age of 10. So that's Melody's thing. And during the initial situation with the Overlord, when he came back in season 3 of Ninjago, he pretty much split Melody's personality in two, her soul and her mentality mainly, through a special insignia that I have yet to give a proper name for. So that pretty much essentially how Malody became the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde character with Anubis. So, which leads me straight into pretty much their leitmotif. So, pretty much Melody's leitmotif is called Cherry Blossoms by Sakura, which is a classical koto music piece. The reason why I chose this piece specifically for Malody is because of the line from the song Centuries by Imagine Dragons, ironically enough, which the line is, paraphrasing, which is, you're a cherry blossom, you're about to bloom, you look so pretty, but you're gone so soon, which is pretty much how specifically Misako, Wu, Ray, and Maya saw Malody before everything happened. She was the cherry blossom. She looked really pretty and was a kind soul. But after everything happened to her, she that version of her was gone. And Anubis is essentially pretty much all the pain Malody went through, which kind of took a life of its own with her own heritage. Hence why Anubis's piece is called Dark Clouds, which is a beautiful Japanese music, and I can't remember the person who wrote the song. So right now, over my voiceover is pretty much both pieces put together, which essentially signifies both being in the same room at the same time. So that's pretty much it for Malody and Anubis. So that brings into Raven Rhowen. Yes, I'm using a picture of Arthur Daddario, the guy who plays Alec Lightwood from Shadowhunters. So Rhowen's pretty much three characters rolled into one. Those three characters usually are Xander, Alex, and Max. Xander originally was Melody's twin brother. Xander's whole thing is in a one-off Ninjago story called Return of the Bronze Ninja. So I'm not gonna go into that one. And Alex and Max are Melody's closest friends in the original aspect of the story. And so these three characters became Rhowen, who is Melody's pseudo-sibling, like how the rest of the team is Malody. And pretty much Rhowen's kind of the person that the rest of the team uses and views as how Malody would have turned out if she permanently stayed with the Church of Men growing up and not coming back to Ninjago. And he also became a new star for Lloyd after in the romance department after the whole Harumi incident. So that's that, and I have to throw in a little romance for Lloyd after that. So when it comes to line motifs, his song is called Thunder and Rain, which is kind of what I had originally from Melody's line motif called, which was In the Shadows by Dank. Right here, I'm not sure if I pronounced his name correctly. So this is pretty much him being represented through through a natural phenomenon being thunder and rain, being a thunderstorm, because of his nature being like Malody, a hunter. They are part of the same unit, but they work in different aspects of it. And Rhowen really practices elemental magic, very similar to elemental powers of this within the Ninjago world, though the concept of elemental magic isn't a prominent thing within the first story, but is later on. And so having a piece of music that represents Rhowen's affinity for this type of magic is very prevalent. So pretty much that's it for leitmotifs. I have to explain what a leitmotif is. Leitmotif is pretty much a piece of music that is representing of an idea, person, place, or thing, while a theme within music is pretty much concerning a topic or a subject, and it doesn't have to be a person, place, or thing. It just has to be an idea. So that's pretty much it. So like I said, this may or may not